Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm not even looking at the camera, but welcome. Hello, chickies, and welcome to the channel. Today we are going to be using a spin wheel to decide my TBR for July. I haven't really been using a TBR this year. I was busy moving. That's why the squares are empty. This is a bookshelf and it is mostly empty. This will be organized at some point, but the reason it's so empty and why you have not much to feast your eyes on the background is because I only just moved. Using a spin wheel to choose my TBR, this is not a new idea. It's not a new concept. It's really not. Many people have used this method. I'm not reinventing the wheel. So we have 6 months left in the year, and I have only read 22 books so far. So that leaves, let me do the quick math, 78 books left to reach the 100 book goal for the year. And there are 6 months left in the year, which means we have to read 13 books every month. Now, to be fair, I set that goal in mind that I would be reading manga, which are really quick. And surprisingly enough, I have not been reading manga this year. I have read one manwha, I think. Or that may have been last year. And rather than just mood read, which I've been doing and therefore failing, let's not talk about that. We will be instead using a handy dandy wheel, which I designed. So here we have the spin wheel. So to explain the wheel that I have here, I have a book series on here that I'm partway through for most of them. Then I have categories. For example, I have the mothership's pick. And with the mothership's pick, I will go ask my beloved mother to recommend me a book. Classical class, which is obviously classics. I'd probably go for like Pride and Prejudice or Jane Eyre. If it lands on, say, Skip Beat, I will read the volume, but also if it lands on it again, because I won't be removing it from the wheel, then we will read the next one. So I could be reading multiple volumes of the one series, if that makes sense. So here we go. Spin one. It is classical class. Alright. I've got several ideas for this. It's not going to be too hard to find one. Book 2. Yay! I was actually really wanting this choice. So we have The Chronicles of Eyre by Victoria Lynn. She's a Christian author. And I've been wanting to read this because she's releasing a new book in November. And so I want to read the first 2 books of her series, so I'm all caught up and I can dive into the new release. Book 3. Chronicles of Eyre. Times 2. Okay. There you go. So I can now remove that option. Book 1 and 2. We'll be reading that series this month. Excellent. I can do a reading blog for that series with spoilers. It will be spoilery because I love spoilers. Okay. Book 4. Deltora Quest 3. It is a chunkster. It is a chunky book. But it does come in parts, so I'm thinking I'll just do the parts. But we'll see. If I finish the whole book, I meant the entire book. If I only finish part, then obviously I meant only a part of it. Shh. Okay, book 5 is The Mothership's Pick. Yes, alright. I will have to go ask her what pick she chooses. Excellent. Number 6 is going to be... Yes! Yona of the Dawn. Finally, manga. Finally. Okay. Book 7. Ranger's Apprentice by John Flanagan. This one right here. This is technically a reread, but I haven't read them for a long time. So, here we go. Now, book 8. Narnia, which I have the... it's behind me. I have the big book. Book 9. Narnia again. 10. The dreaded non-fiction. So this is a non-fiction book. I'll have to find something because I don't really know much non-fiction. Number 11, 3 more books. Daughter of the Pirate King. Number 12. Ghost Horse, or The Ghost Horse. I haven't had much manga this time around. And finally, number 13. Please be a manga. We already had that one. Wait, hard choose. There you go. Number 13. 15 hours later. And today, the final choice. Number 13. Lucky number, which is hopefully going to be a manga or manwha. Yes! Our stepmothers. Martin, we're going to say for the moment. It's probably not how you say it. Now I will collect the books from the shelves and we'll go from there. So first off, we have the classical class. And I already had in mind that I wanted to read Jane Eyre. I read it a while ago. And now, considering we got classical pick, I'll read it again. With the Chronicles of Eyre, I have him on Kindle. So we will do those two. Oh, that's the wrong shelf. Here we are. Deltora Quest number 3. So as you can see, it's a really chunky book. But they have like 4 books included in one. So we will probably just read the Dragon Nest section. Yeah, so 150 pages. Then we have a mum's cute. She won't want to be on camera, but I will go ask her. I'll be like, hey ma, it's your pick. I'll be right back. After some careful deliberation, my mother has made her choice. And it's actually from an author I've already read 3 books on my mum's recommendation from. And that is K.M. Shea. So she did the Elves of Lesser series, which I read last year mostly. So my mum actually chose the first book in the series, which is the Magic Forged Magiford Supernatural City Hall of Blood and Mercy book 1. I'm kind of looking forward to it because it's fantasy, but it's a different kind of fantasy from the other books I've got. We're in the corner now where my manga is. And we're going to do Yona of the Dawn, which I believe I'm up to number 24. Next up, as mentioned, we have The Ranger's Apprentice, book 1 by John Flanagan. Oh, my struggle, the struggle. There we go. Ruins of Gorlan. Add that to the pile. Then we have, scoot over here to the Narnia. So we have 2 Narnias. So we will be reading The Magician's Nephew and The Lion Witch and the Wardrobe. Excellent. And let's look at the font. Oof. Let's just skip the non-fiction for the second and go over here to Daughter of the Pirate King. Now this is a duology with Daughter of the Siren Queen, and I remember reading this, but I don't remember much. So I'm going to read this one and then decide if I'm going to grab the next book. And then we have The Ghost Horse, which looks like a non-fiction. Let me just have a checky. Let's do this as my non-fiction, shall we? I thought it was a fiction book, but it's a non-fiction. So we will spin the wheel again. In fact, we can do that right now while I have you here. This way, without the screen recording. Wow. Thrown up glass. We'll scoot our way up here. And now, before people start, I have, technically this will be a reread, but I want to reread the first ones that I have read and then go on. And the thing is, I've already read this. And I've already read this. And in fact, I read The Throne of Glass first, then The Assassin's Blade. Okay? And personally, I think that was fun. I'm going to go with The Assassin's Blade. That's how I'm going to read it. So, tough cookie. And finally, book 13 is up here. Now, I read that one late last year, I believe. Oh, early this year. Wouldn't know. And we're on to book 2. But I will be rereading book 1. I will be rereading that one. Oh, it's so pretty. So there you go. We have 13 books. I have my audiobook, which would be a 14th technically, and it is Half a Soul, which I use my Spotify hours on. So I just choose one book for each month. So for audiobook, I have Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater, and I am already like a chapter into that. And it's interesting so far, so I'll let you know what I think of that. First up, we have Jane Eyre from Charlotte Bronte. And the words on this are small for our classical class pick. Then we have Chronicles of Eyre, book 1 and 2. So book 1 of the Chronicles of Eyre is Once I Knew, and this series is by Victoria Lynn. And then after I finish that book, it will be book 2, which is This Life of Mine, which I'm happy about because I plan on reading the new book, The Lost Rose, when it's released in November. So this will be good. I'll get through them early on if I stick to my TBR. Deltora Quest. And as I said in the wheel picking, we will only be doing the first part, which is Dragon Nest, which is 148 pages, and it's by Emily Rodda. Mum's pick. And it will be Magic Forged, which is part of the Hall of Blood and Mercy trilogy, which is a part of the Magiford Supernatural City collection, if you say, and that is by K.M. Shea. We got one manga in. So we have volume 24 of Yona of the Dawn, which we'll see if I stick to just one of these. If it leaves on a cliffhanger, we might end up reading more, but for now, it is just volume 24. The Ranger's Apprentice series by John Flanagan, and it is the first book in the series, which is The Ruins of Gorlan. As I said, I have read this series before, but I don't remember much. And I've only read up to a certain point. There is some tea regarding John Flanagan's Ranger's Apprentice series, but if we ever get later in the series, I'll tell you then. Then we have one after the other. For pick number 8 and 9 is the Narnia, Chronicles of Narnia series, and we will be reading book 1, The Magician's Nephew, and then book 2, which is the classic, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, by C.S. Lewis. Then number 10 is The Ghost Horse, which this was gifted to me ages ago, like years and years ago, and I have not read even one page of it. So I needed a dastardly non-fiction book, and this is it. And it is by Joe Layden. Next up we have technically a reread, but I don't remember anything, which is The Daughter of the Pirate King by Trisha Levenseller. Then instead of the Ghost Horse spin, we spun again, obviously, and we ended up with Throne of Glass. And these are the Throne of Glass novellas, The Assassin's Blade. There is 5 novellas in this one book. And then final pretty one is A Stepmother's Mansion Volume 2, which will be great fun. And as I said, I will read Volume 1 as well, just to refresh the mind. There you have it. That's my TBR. Am I slightly daunted by this? Absolutely. There are some big books in there, but I have creatively navigated my way around some. We'll have to check in on the wrap-up to see how I go with all of them. There you have it. My TBR for July. Now to choose which one to start with. Oh, I'm also reading Warbound by Tara Gracie with Mom and Farmer Boy by Laura Ingalls Wilder with Dad. So there you have it, my first TBR video on the channel. One of many more to come, no doubt. And the wheel was interesting. It gave us a couple of repeats, and it really avoided the manga. But considering there was only probably 2 options for manga, I guess I didn't give it that much chance. So it's not the wheel's fault. And until next time, peace.
T26 끝.